In the vastness of space lies a precious island of life. In the vastness of the earth lies an island of precious life, Madagascar. Since it separated from Africa some 200 million years ago, Madagascar has become the cradle to one of the most unique and diverse communities of life on our planet. 80% of the plants and animals that live here are found nowhere else. For its size, Madagascar makes a bigger contribution to the Earth's biodiversity than any other part of our planet.
Madagascar dia tain'Andriamanitra manokana tamin'ny fananan'ny alan-javaboary ary zava-dehibe koa an'ny fireneny rehetra ny fahitana sy fananan'izy io eto ambonin'ny tany.
Madagascar is a jewel, a true gem in terms of its biodiversity. There are some people who call Madagascar the eighth continent, and I think that's a reflection of how different it is from the rest of the world.
The people also make Madagascar very unique.
The Madagascar is a mix of Indonesian, Malay, some Bantu, some Swahili.
They have formed one people with one language.
Humans arrived on Madagascar a mere 2,000 years ago, and like people everywhere, they transformed the island to suit their needs. The impact on the island's fragile ecosystems has been devastating. Over 80% of the island's habitats have been destroyed, and countless species have gone extinct. Today, the country struggles under the weight of one of the poorest and most rapidly growing human populations in the world.
The slash and burn is taking place because the community in Madagascar don't have any other alternatives. We have lost about 90% of the forest that exists in Madagascar. And if we continue at that rate, there's not going to be any forest in 10, 15 years. It's going to become a desert.
When we talk to people to stop to burn, they said, but how can I support my family? Do you have an alternative for me? People are not understanding why you are protecting the forest because of the lemurs. They said, why the lemurs? Why not the Malagasy people? The habitat of the lemurs is the same habitat for the man. So we have to protect both of them.
But Madagascar has not given up. A decade of activism and a bold new vision has proven that an island of desperation can become an island of hope.
Nous ne pouvons plus nous permettre de laisser partir en fumée nos forêts.
In 2003, the president of Madagascar made a bold environmental promise to the world community.
Aujourd'hui, je vais vous faire part de notre résolution à porter la surface des aires protégées de 1 700 000 hectares à 6 millions d'hectares.
Tsy ekena intsony mahalasa setroka sy lavenina ny tontolo iainana eto Madagasikara. Tonga amin'ny fotoana ahafahantsika manova tanteraka ny fomba fiarovana ny ala sy ny zavaboary mba hanana ny taranaka mapara ny hoaviny mamirapiratra. Tohina tokoa ny fomba hitan'ny fery izay miantotra ny firenena satria rava daholo ny zavaboary ary ringana tsisy mipetraka ny tany izay tokony volena. Ny fahitako koa ny olona izay tena mijaly sy vadiranovana amin'ny fikarakarana an'izy ireny vokatra zany fandroahana ny ala zany dia nandray fanapakevitra fa tena hanao azy amin'ny politika vaovao mba hiarovana ny tontolo iainana.
For the first time, the government is actually the agent of change. The government is talking to people and asking people what would work in their community.
Anatin'ny politika ny gouvernement ny fiarahana miaraka amin'ny privé le 3P ao ny fanjakana dia miaraka ihany koa tsika amin'ny privé miaraka amin'ny vondron'olona ny fotony na VOI. Ireo dia dokotera mamasan'andro io zany natao hitatana an'io ala voazanahary na zavaboary eto amintsika eto.
This vision recognizes very clearly that one of the driving factors behind environmental degradation is poverty. People cut down trees because they have a need for firewood, because they have a need for extra land, because they have a need to graze cattle, and that it's not sufficient for the government to tell people to stop, that they have to give them alternatives.
In Madagascar, conservation and rural development go hand in hand. They will succeed or fail together. That means you protect the forest, you feed the people, and you alleviate poverty. This is the way to go. There is no other way. Otherwise, this country in 20, 30 years will be a mess.
All around the island, people are beginning to realize that their resources are finite and that their survival is dependent on conservation.
Avy amin'ny oala io zany a no nazahoana ity rano madio ity ary dia izay ny tena mahasarika anay a ny sitrandranay an'io oala io. Taloha zany anay dia nasaka tamina loharano. Io loharano io zany a dia tena tsy azo antoka mihitsy zany ny fahasalamana. Nefa ny rehefa navita ny tipoko ity anay a dia azona iantoka zao ny fahasalamana satria avy amin'ny rano tena madio.
Toerana niaina tena tamin'ny fahazaza dia hita zany ny fisondro sy le fahasimbana. Voalohany moa ny olo aty tsy mahalala hopitaly fa ny hazo no ampiasaina amin'ny fitsaboana. Ny sakafo ety no akany azy. Dia eo zany niteraka le sosokevitra hoe nahoana zalahy raha mba harovana ty raha tiky.
Tamin'ny taloha dia samy nanao ny saim-patany ny mpanjono eto anakao. Ka tato ato dia fantatsy ny vahoaka ny faharatsian'izany ka nahatonga azy niaro ny tontolo iainana satria ho antoky ny fiveloman'ny faramandimby ny fitombon'ny fia ao anaty vatohara.
Dia vinaky roa amin'izay. Toy alafaly tsy azo tologno. Amin'ny toy ato zay mba azonay idira fa toy tsy azo kasi toy ato.
Ay amin'io faratsy fambolenareo koa.
Faratsy fambolea koa ato.
In the past, I think we were trying to impose on people, trying to say, you must conserve. Where today we see that the community are asking us to really help them to conserve their natural resources. I strongly believe that the change that is going to happen for the future is going to be coming from the people. It's not only about the institution, it's about the people living here and making a difference.
The President's new vision to expand the protected areas very much includes involvement of local communities.
The idea is that the natural resources should be managed by the local communities. They will protect it themselves, and they will know how to protect it. And they will know that they are important. And when they are important, they will know how important will be their environment.
Voalohany tsy maintsy ampidirina ao anatin'ny fitantanana an'ireo toerana rona vaovao reo ny olombelona. Faharoa tsy maintsy atao koa izay isin'ny ataoko hoe fidiram-bola amin'ny manodidina an'ireo faritra ireo.
One of the best ways to improve income is to improve farming. Traditional farming methods are inefficient and require a lot of land. With the help of development initiatives, farmers are learning new techniques that are tripling their yields and helping protect the environment.
Farmers are now organized in what we call cooperatives. They renounce slash and burn agriculture and introduce a combination of crops, including intensified rice and cash crops. On lowlands also, we help them set up fish farming. We are very fortunate because we have been very successful. Yields have been multiplied by 3, incomes have been multiplied by 2, and farmers that we have supported, at least half of them have abandoned totally slash and burn agriculture.
Vetiver is a plant that has very long root system. And it's been used here to stabilize the hillside and decrease erosion caused oftentimes by destruction of the forest. Vetiver also serves for production of baskets, handicrafts, and essential oils.
Ny mahazava-dehibe ny fandrarianay le vetiver dia fidiram-bola ho amin'ny tokantragnonay sady koa fiarovana amin'ny tontolo iainana.
When economic opportunities are provided, you're increasing their standard of living, and they no longer have the need to go in and cut down those forests.
In some areas, local people are profiting directly from the biodiversity that has made Madagascar famous.
Lelajano zany zao isa asa sarabo no kapala re zany fanao sarabo eto manao guide reto manakery le fornasa asa ty fotsasa ty amin'ny le voro amin'ny vazaha reto anglais sy américain reto.
Dia ny fitiavako ny gida zany dia iarovako ny atiala manodidina eto amin'ny faritra Andasibe. 50% eo amin'ny parka dia mandeha amin'ny local people. Nahitako ny tombontsoa zany eo amin'le vidim-pidirana dia nanaovana sekoly. Betsaka kokoa zany vola azoko manao gida. Ohatrany karazana don zany nenay.
One of the biggest success stories has taken place at Madagascar's largest lake. For generations, the marshes of Lakalotra were burned to aid hunting and fishing. The Lakalotra gentle lemur was on the brink of extinction. But 5 years ago, when local fishermen were given responsibility for managing their own natural resources, everything changed.
Ohatrany hoe manako taba loka le dorzira dia manjary mifindra amin'ny toerana hafa izy amin'izay tsy voadoro. Tombontsoa ho an'ny vahoaka kokoa tsy mandorozitra amin'ny lafiny maromaro ankoatran'ny jona.
When people burn the marsh, the ash in the water kill the fish.
After long years of burning and hunting, they realized that there were less and less fish and less gentle lemurs as well.
Environmentalists working in conjunction with local fishermen started an ecological monitoring program, created regulations that set size limits, and banned fishing during spawning season. For the first time, fishermen voluntarily stopped burning the marsh.
Working in collaboration with the local villagers, we count how many lemurs, how many water birds, how many species are in the marsh, and the same for the fish. People are now very happy because they catch more fish. People can buy bicycle, motorcycle.
There are more fish, bigger fish, and more gentle lemur. 5 years ago, for them to be called a bakuzeta, somebody surrounded by the marsh, was something negative, pejorative. But now they are proud to be called a bakuzeta because this is just special to them, unique to this area.
I'm very optimistic for the conservation in Madagascar, especially during those last 5 years. When you look at the result, that makes you very motivated, and I believe that we can save the last remaining biodiversity of this country.
After only 5 years of collaboration, burning of the marsh decreased by 80%, safeguarding the marsh's biodiversity while increasing the standard of living for local fishermen.
This new vision of making that linkage between conservation and development really is an example that can be used in many countries in the world and can ensure the long-term protection of environment.
Madagascar is unique. The rest of the world cannot afford to lose Madagascar. There are opportunities here that cannot be missed. I am a firm believer that we can make a difference here.
Variana mihitsy amin'le faharesen'olona lahatra, ilaina mihitsy amin'izao fotoana izao ny fiarovana ny tontolo manodidina azy izay hifaharan'ny fiainany andavanandro. Tena matoky azo atao tokoa ny mikajy ny tontolo iainana.
Fantako fa miasa tsara vao komandy lazy. mahita ny manodidina anareo aho voankazo tsara ny tontolo iainana ny environnement ary ny ankizy mianatra dia misaotra anareo ary vaoaka ny mahazo tena faly aho.
I feel hopeful. And one of the reasons I feel hopeful is because the president is so enthusiastic about what he's doing. Madagascar can't do this alone, and Madagascar shouldn't have to do it alone. To me, it's a symbol of whether developed countries can send a message that countries that are willing to try to preserve their environment will get the help that they need from the rest of the world.
Madagascar's new vision has created an island of hope and a promise that what's good for this island is also good for this island.